Hi, how are we doing? How are you doing, Cranky?
Good, thank you, Bri. How are you today?
I'm very good.
That's good.
One thing I can actually say about our nearly 20 years together is that food has been a big factor in our life, and this next guest that we have we're so excited about is really hitting home, because I have had a man that has searched every place that we've ever been overseas in Australia for a good pie. It is hard to get a good pie, but we're really excited to have someone here that's going to tell us all about how to find a good pie, and they've literally been living and breathing it, and now it's a huge thing for them. So, you want to introduce?
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Pyney from Pyney's Pie Reviews. Nice to have you with us.
Hey guys, no worries. Awesome. Thanks for having me on. Appreciate it.
So this afternoon we've got a little bit of a pie challenge for Pyney to be a judge on. Myself and the bride.
Cook-off.
We've had a cook-off. Yeah, thanks for coming in, Pyney, and
All right,
tell us a little bit about what inspires you to do your good work in the community.
Probably the whole idea about the reviews, as telling Megs before, it was never about the score itself. It was mainly getting out to rural areas, areas that people would not normally travel to, and letting them know that we've got some great business owners out there. We got some great people cooking amazing pies. They look very good, might add. And the whole idea of the reviews is whether it's Sunshine Coast, back of Burke, Broken Hill, doesn't matter. We've got some great owners out there, some great bakeries out there. Whether it's a bakery or a pub cooking pies, we've got some great people out there. So the whole idea about the page itself was mainly to encourage people to get in the car, jump on their Harley, get in their caravan, take the kids away. Don't go to Bali, go to Broken Hill, and do that and see. We've got some great parts of this country that I haven't seen myself. So the whole idea was to do that. But more importantly, as of late, during COVID, guys, was to promote small business. And there's a lot of small businesses out there that are actually really hurting. So it's really sad what's happening right across Australia, particularly now back in Victoria. Everything's sort of closed down again, and by the things they could be closed for quite some time. So if I can do my little part, and that's promote these businesses and more so help them out, I'm more than happy to do that. So a bit of fun too.
How did it start?
Yeah, crazy idea. We went out to the Birdsville last year to the Big Red Bash, which was pretty cool. And I've always loved pies, as you can tell by my physique. So the whole idea was mainly to do something different. My wife collected stickers, my mate collected stubby coolers, coffee cups, and I just went, you know what, bugger it. At every town that we stop at, I'm going to smash a meat pie. So I think I had 23 pies in 18 days, put on 6 kilo, which was not real flash. It had some awesome ones and had some shockers.
Yep. So how many pies at the moment do you reckon you've eaten in this cause for helping out for the better man? How many pies have you stopped?
It's funny you say that, because I did that Channel 10 cross on Friday, and then the next day, it was Saturday, I went, you know what, I'm pied out, but I'm looking at them right now going, they look so good. And heaps, I'd probably do at least one pie review a week, and I'm eating 2 pies there. But I often drive past.
So is it a warm-up pie? Is it
I'd often drive past like one of my favourite bakers and go, you know what, I just want to pop in and have a steak a day and have a pie. So the whole idea, it's about meeting the business owners, and they've got some amazing stories. Like, I keep going back to Roberta and Jim at Black Butt Bakery. Those guys weren't bakers. Like, they went out there, ended up buying the bakery in town. Roberta's a nurse, Jim I think was in security, and they've been voted best pies in Queensland. They've won some and they're business people having a go. Like, went out to Woombai, as you know, last Friday, met Danielle out there. Danielle was a paralegal, and 7 years ago she went, bugger this, I'm moving from the Goldie, I'm going to open up a cafe and bakery, and she's killing it. And awesome, and good people, and there's hundreds of stories like that out there, that you don't have to be a second and third, fourth generation baker, and they are out there. But I love the fact that people are going, you know what, I love food, I'm very passionate about food, as are you guys, and they're having a crack, and that's something that's the old Aussie thing is, have a crack and work hard, and things will pay off. So hopefully, the whole idea around the reviews is more so, as I said, have a bit of fun, 100%. And the whole, as I said, I cannot express enough, if you're in Queensland, get out to Queensland, take the kids out to the dinosaurs and the Qantas Museum in Longreach and, all this sort of stuff. And on the way out there, stop at a bakery, spend some money, grab a coffee, grab a pie, say good day, free camp, whatever. We got some great businesses out there and some great parts of Queensland, particularly at the moment, because that's all we can travel to. Yeah. Definitely worth seeing.
Now, the pies are starting to push the boundaries a little bit more. It's not just your steak and kidney or curry pie anymore. No. What's the wackiest concoction you think you've seen so far on your travels?
Look, I'm a very simple man, as my wife will say. So I'm a steak, I'm a steak at pepper man or a traditional steak pie. But I've had some crackers. So when we went out to Black Butt and seen Roberta, she put the ridiculous in ridiculous. So I had the Big Mac pie, and I cannot express how ridiculous that was. Like, it was exactly like a Big Mac. It had the 2 meat patties, it had the meat, it had the cheese, had the pickles on top, and then I think I had five quarters that day. So I had the bison beef and nacho. It was like going to a Mexican restaurant having it was insane. Had the lasagna pie, which was incredible. Yep. She does the cheeseburger, and I think I took about 6 pies home with me. So I think one of them was the red wine and Wagyu, I think that was. So that was very good. And then I went down and seen Matty Roman at Piefection down in Cooperoo. Yeah, no, he's a legend, mate. So champion fella. Like, he's cooked all over the world. He's been in high restaurants in LA. He's worked in top end restaurants, and then once again he come home from Brisbane, I think 10 years ago, and went, you know what? I'm gonna start making pies. And so his famous is the Jack Daniel's barbecue rib. Wow. It had the slow cooked meat, and then it had pulled pork on top, and then he does the ossobuco pie, which was amazing. And then we had the surf and turf, which was the traditional meat pie, but then he had a calamari rings with a bit of bacon stuck to the top. Yeah, had that one, and you name it, he wants to put something in there. Had the fortunate experience to go up and see Dan and Steph, who are on MKR, one of my early reviews, and Dan, he's known as the sausage man. He cooked me a red tide curried sausage pie, which he makes at his restaurant there in Harvey Bay, and it was incredible. And I love the fact that chefs like yourself are putting things in pies which not normally would go into a pie.
Is there anything that doesn't belong in the pie?
Oh.
My personal opinion, sauce.
Yeah, there you go. But you get
so,
all the time.
Yeah, heaps of times. And for me, guys, the only time my pie needs a sauce, if it's 3 a.m. and I'm coming out of a pub and I get a servo pie and a kebab shot, you can't get a kebab, and you put a bit of sauce in there. And I'm the old school. I just get the sauce and I poke the bottle in there and just squeeze the life out of it. So
you're the reason they now sell portion control.
Yeah. And then I end up leaving the sauce bottle at home, and the missus, cracks a darkie because it's got all the stuff around the top. So for me, sauce, if it's a good pie, it doesn't need sauce. The flavour itself comes out.
And I'm going to ask a question from a female's point of view. Does your wife even attempt to make pies at your place?
Well, I actually did. One of the reviews I probably did 4 or 5 months ago was she made me a pie. So I actually did the review on her pie. And
you've been married.
I had to be very delicate with the school, but it was actually honest. And she will very much say herself she's not a massive fan of cooking, but the pie was so good.
Awesome.
Pastry let it down just a fraction, but it was so tender. I think I was in the spare room for 2 nights, but it was actually really, really good. And so, getting back to pies, one of my other bakeries, I can't announce it yet, but one of them's going to do a very big challenge soon involving pies and involving chili. So stay tuned for that one. That'll be a lot of fun.
Local around here?
Yeah, local Sunny Coast Bakery. So it's going to be a lot of fun, and trust me, you need to love your hot food. or it's not going to end well. So, yeah, so it should be a bit of fun with that. So,
Really good. And where do you see this going in the future? We've had a chat, mental health. Our industry is huge.
Massive.
To that. What do you see?
As you know, I've been doing finance. My wife and I've been doing finance for a long time. I got into sports management 4 or 5 years ago, so I'm actually looking after professional rugby league players. Yep. And whether it's a chef, whether you're at school, mental health is massive. And for me, is particularly during our time of COVID, there's some people there that are really struggling. So the whole idea of this, and everyone keeps saying, oh, we haven't seen a bad score. At the moment, I'm only, to be honest, going to bakeries that multiple people are recommending to me. So I get so many people messaging me like you guys did, saying, try this bakery. And I'm sort of counting those numbers and going, you know what? I've had 20 people say, I've got to go to this place. And that's when I make contact and go and see them. I'm going to try a few little funny things in the next few months. I'm going to do a review at the football on an old meat pie footy. I'm going to do one after the pub one night. So we're going to have a bit of fun with that. Yeah. But the whole idea of it, guys, is as I said, I want to promote these rural areas. I want to promote small business, and I'm really, really passionate about that. So particularly getting people out and about, get out of their homes. I know people were stuck in their homes for a long time. We went out to Blackbutt and did that review out there, and everyone goes, oh, it's a long way. It was an hour and 3/4, from our place. Yep, went out there, had lunch, come back. That's nothing. Get in the car. Go and do so. And what you guys are doing are awesome. You guys are very passionate about your food and doing different things, which is what it's about. And what I'm doing is hopefully helping business. Before I smash these 2 pies, guys, where's the best pie you've ever had?
I was fortunate enough a few years ago to go to a crocodile farm outside of Yeppoon, Rockhampton sort of area.
Yeah.
Yep. And after we did a tour, we went and had a lunch in the restaurant there. And the lady who owns it, her hubby took us on the tour, and then she cooked us lunch. And I believe it was a crocodile, camembert and leek pie.
Oh, stop it.
And you could have swore that a 5-star chef somewhere in Paris had cooked this, and it was just this...
Nice and tender?
Absolutely, it just fell apart. So good that I actually had a second one.
Wow.
And I've never had a pie quite as good and quite as creative as that since, using Australian produce from the farm that they were actually looking after.
That's awesome.
And they were using it right in the restaurant there, and it was truly amazing.
That's cool. How about you?
That is a first. Pyney's got pie envy.
Yeah.
I would have to say Coranda. We jumped on that train and went up to the
up near Cairns, yeah.
And we'd had a big night the night before. And we just needed something to soak up.
Yep, pie did that,
It was just a really big chunky beef pie with the big potato and the bacon on it and the cheese, and it was one of the tastiest pies.
That Coranda Bakery does some amazing pies.
Yeah, Coranda Bakery is amazing.
Any horror stories?
None that I can really think of. I don't think I've had a bad pie. I've had some pretty shitty ones, but I don't think I've ever had a bad one.
I reckon a story for us would have to be when we were really hungry after a big night out here, actually in Bullcock Street, and we had nothing at home. You know, when you were younger and used to hospitality, and we had nothing, and the servo had this one pie left, and we were ready to eat it, and this one dropped it on the way home.
Well, staggering home to Moffat Beach.
I was telling Megsy off air that my worst experience was last year on our trip to Burrsville. After the bash, we went up to Boulia, and we had a drive between Boulia and Mount Isa the next day, and I'd had a couple, and I was having chocolate milk most mornings before I got in the car. And we pulled up this little roadhouse called Djara. It was like maybe 150 k's south of Mount Isa, middle of nowhere, nothing there except this roadhouse. And I saw this little sign saying pies, and I've got to give it a go. I think it was day 12 or 13. I had 16 pies, it was. I've walked in there and I've looked at this thing in the warmway and went, my mate goes, you've got to have a crack at that. And I went, no. He said, you've got to eat all of that too. So anyway, we got it out, the thing, and I've looked at it and I went, oh. So I've eaten it, and we've literally travelled 4 or 5 k in the road, pulled up, had to stop, coming out here, shocking. And then I ended up ringing the guy back saying, mate, just no bullshit, like, how long has that been sitting in the warmer for? He goes, about 4 or 5 days. So I'll give you a tip, Djara Roadhouse, great people. If you're out there, stop in and get fuel, but avoid the pies.
All
right,
let's go.
I'm
hoping that review review will be a bit better than ours. So.
Awesome.
Now this leads on to the next part of why Pyney's come here. He's going to review the pie that could potentially lead to some divorce.
Good.
But this is going to be the highlight of his week, I'm sure. Trying these two different
One of the
pies.
smallest pies he's probably ever had.
Yeah, Craigie, you've talked yourself up since I've been here for 2 hours. So,
absolutely.
So I'm not gonna. I want to make sure that if you do get rolled today, there's no hard feelings. We're all good. You're not gonna fly off the handle, I think.
No.
No, I'm good.
All right. So which one first?
Okay.
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
Yeah.
Oh, let's go this
Okay.
one.
Yeah, go that one. Yeah.
Pastry's good too. It's nice and crusty.
Nice and crusty.
Oh shit, that's good.
That's good.
That is
Which one
awesome.
you got? With the veggie?
Ooh.
Oh, that's vegetarian.
It's actually,
one.
and you know what? I would never, ever, ever eat a vegetarian pie.
There you go.
But it's actually-
someone's tricked you,
I was
mate.
wondering that myself, whether a veggie pie would be high on your ordering list.
Never.
Yep.
But
There you go. That could be the trick because what's happening
surprise
here
you with it.
is there's
Actually-
no clue on which one it is. It'll be revealed in a minute, but that could be yours, babe. You
Could
may
be.
have checked
that's
it
actually
out.
really nice.
Yeah.
And look at that. That's in terms of my categories.
Yeah.
Value for money.
Categories.
Well, this is 10 because it's free, so I don't have to pay for it. So it's going to score a 10 straight away. 2 is meat ratio. Look at that, chock-a-block.
Yep.
Unbelievable. 3,
Veggie ratio today, fine.
the flavour. It's really nice. I said I would never buy this, but the flavour, you can actually taste. The sauce in there is really nice. You can taste it. The pastry for such a little pie and thin on the bottom, it's crusty on top. It's so good. Temperature, perfect.
Perfect.
There you go.
You know what?
Yeah.
Very good.
That's really good.
Mm.
And the second
What
one?
that was?
It's the second pie we've got here
Second
today.
pie is
There
a
you go.
butter
Here we go.
chicken pie.
Butter chicken and rice.
Butter chicken rice, yeah. Yeah.
That's really good. That's actually.
She does make a good
Is there a bit of
curry.
potato in there too?
There's potato and
Yeah.
thing as well. Been
See-
asking for the recipe for that one for a while.
Yeah.
so-
Wow. Once again, quickly, value for money. It's free, so it's 10 straight away. Well, that is meat ratio superb. You can actually taste the chicken, the potato, the flavouring with every bite. So the flavour's really, really good. The pastry's really good. The pastry's actually really nice. And it's actually, as we all know, a good pie is supposed to hold together to the last bite. So this is awesome. And once again, the temperature's perfect. But the chicken pieces are good. Excuse me, I'll have another bite of this.
Now,
That's
remember,
like awesome.
this-
What do you think of the rice in there?
I love it.
Yep. Soaks up the sauce a little bit.
Yeah, it's good. Can I finish this? Is that okay?
Yeah, look out, look out. Now the thing is for us is I think people and families chuck out so much food,
Yep.
and a pie maker that you can get from Kmart, which just is the easiest thing to use that you can get creative and put in, has actually turned into a bit of a battle at our house because
Yep.
we have these pie-offs all the time. So when we actually thought of the concept of you judging our pies was really good, but this is something we made at home, so people get amongst it and put your leftovers in pies.
I'm doing that. I'm going to rate it. So the veggie pie, I'm not. I'd never choose that ever, but I really loved it. And when I bite into it, I could taste the flavours in there, which was awesome. The pastry was really good. The flavour was excellent. So I don't know what sauce you put in that veggie pie, but it was really, really, really good. So I would have given that out of 10. I would have given that 8 or 9. It was really nice. It was actually really nice. It was actually, if that was served to me at home and I didn't know what it was, I'd actually eat it, definitely. Butter chicken, it was really nice. And I'm a massive butter chicken fan. You could taste the potato in there was really, really nice. The chicken pieces were very tender. The rice in there was something different. I've never had rice in a pie before. So I would have to give that at least a 9, 9.5. So the butter...
The card and reveal the picture on the front.
Here we go. We're still mates. We're still mates.
Applause everywhere.
Nice work.
Awesome. Appreciate it, guys. Thanks for having me on, and we'll definitely stay in touch.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. Beautiful.
Pyney, have a good day.
You right there, champion.
Sorry.
Roberta,
Jeez, they're
Sorry.
killing him with. He's thinking about pies and salivating.
it's going to like the bunners.
Yeah.